what's up? Welcome back to Weekly Academics, and you are listening to Faiza Inamdar. So, after I made a complete series of geography and poetry from Treasure Trove, here I am with my next one is history, and I've already uploaded one podcast of this, which is on the first chapter, that is the First War of Independence, 1857. And in that one, we discussed the political causes. So in this one, here I am with the next part of First War of Independence, the War of 1857, the religious and social causes. So just to give a short background, in those times, people in India, the natives of India, they took pride in their religion. They loved following their religion and they considered it to be very, very sacred. And they did not like any interference or any violation of the religious rules and regulations. So that is the reason why interference in the social order and the religious customs and traditions was a cause to the War of 1857. So let's dive into it. So the first one is the fear regarding mass conversion to Christianity. So in those days, there were Christian missionaries and government schools being set up. And in the Christian missionaries, the teaching of Christian doctrines was compulsory. In the government schools as well as in the Christian missionaries, where people from all kinds of religions came. And they did not really want to study Christianity, but it was made compulsory. Okay. Then the Bible, the reading of the Bible, explanation of the Bible was also made compulsory in the government schools. People in the jails were instructed in Christianity, the way they would be in Christianity. And also in the mosques and temples, Christian doctrines were openly preached in the mosques and temples. So all this, it hurt the feelings. People started to fear that they would have to convert to Christianity. They thought of it as an attack on their religion. That was the first one, the mass conversions to Christianity. The second one was the laws that interfered the religion and customs of the people. Now, in those times, the English companymen, they set up certain new rules and regulations, new laws, which actually interfered in the religious practices of the Indians. So the first one was the Act of 1850, which changed the Hindu law of property. And according to this act, a convert from Hinduism could inherit the properties of his father, which was earlier not permitted, but now by this Act of 1850, it was. So if you converted from Hinduism, you could still inherit the property of your father. And this was a way to incentivize people to convert into Christianity. Okay. And also they imposed taxes on the mosques and temples which were otherwise free of taxes. And this also hurt the feelings of the people of all communities. The major were Hindus and Muslims. And the third one was the social reforms that they did. The third changes in the laws that they made were the social reforms. So this was actually a progressive step, like, for example, the Widow Remarriage Act or abolition of sati and female infanticide. Even there are examples of Indian social reformers who worked for these causes, like Raja Ram Mohan Roy or Keshav Chandra Sen. But the general public, they did not look at these as progressive social reforms. They thought of it as an attack on their religion, attack on their customs. So that is why this enraged their feelings. The third reason is the introduction of railways and telegraph poles. Now, the British introduced railways for the betterment of transportation, to improve the transportation, and telegraph for improvement of communication. But the Indians looked at it as an attempt to break the social order or to break the caste rule. Because in the trains, all the Indians were supposed to sit together, irrespective of what caste or class they belonged to. So the general public, they looked at it as a way to break the social order, a way to interfere in their caste system. And in regards of the telegraph poles, there were rumors that the telegraph poles would be used to hang the people who do not follow or who go against the rules made by the English companymen. So there was fear and there was discontentment. Then the fourth reason is indignities hurled upon the Indians. So as I have also talked about this in the political causes, where the root cause of all this was the superiority concept, that the Englishmen considered themselves to be superior and looked at Indians with great contempt. So because of this, the English company men insulted, humiliated and even killed Indians on their own will. Okay, just because they wanted to. There was this English magistrate who gave a statement in Agra in that period of time, and I quote, "Every native, whatever his pretended rank may be, ought to be compelled to salam all English gentlemen in the streets." So that's the thing. He made it to be law that every Englishman has to be salamed by an Indian person. If the Indian person was on a horse, he sees that an Englishman is coming his way, he had to dismount from the horse, salam him, bow down till he passes, and then he can carry on with his own work. So because of this, the Indians felt a lot of out of place. They did not feel that the Englishmen were trying to mingle with these people. Okay, it alienated the British. That was the fourth cause. Now moving on to the fifth and the last cause is the fear regarding English education. Now, as I mentioned, there were a lot of Christian missionaries and government schools being established, and where they were making the Christian education or the Western education to be compulsory. So in 1829, the Bengal government introduced an English class in the Kolkata Madrasa, which was a Muslim institution. They introduced a class for teaching English, literature and language. Then later on, an English class was also introduced in Banaras Sanskrit College. So this entire shift from the Oriental education and the emphasis on the Western education was seen as a way to promote Christianity. People thought that this was a way the Britishers were trying to pull people to turn or convert into Christianity rather than actually promote literature and sciences. Especially the Pandits and the Maulvis, they looked at this, they did not really like this. They looked at this with a fear of an attack on their religion. So all the Islamic people and the Hindu people, the Muslims and the Hindus, were fearing that they'll have to convert to Christianity, were fearing that their religion was in danger. So with this being the entire situation, these are the 5 causes that are the religious and social causes. This is the interference of the Britishers in the religious and social practices of the Indians. Okay, so just a quick recap. Fears regarding the mass conversion of Christianity, laws that interfered with the religion and customs of people, the introduction of railways and telegraph poles, indignities hurled at the Indians, and the fears regarding English education. So I hope this all 5 causes are clear, and if you have any doubts, you can feel free to put it down in the comment section, and as soon as I get those, I will reply to it. You can DM me at weekly.academics. That's my Instagram handle. I will also attend to your doubts and queries over there. And I hope you like the podcast, and I'm sure you will like the podcast and that you will share it with all your friends, who are currently in grade 10 and this will be of great use for them. So like the podcast, share the podcast, and subscribe my YouTube channel Faiza Inamdar to get continuous updates. You can follow me on weekly.academics. That's my Insta handle. And also, till that time, if you want to hear something relaxing, soothe and very calm, you can listen to Dr. Faiza Inamdar's podcast, that is Your Life in My Voice. I've always been promoting this, and I will always, because that's really soothing. It keeps me going. So that's it. Yeah, these are the religious and social causes, and I'll get back to you with the economic causes. That will be the part 3 of the First War of Independence, 1857. Until then, you're listening to Faiza Inamdar at Weekly Academics. Bye-bye. Take care. Be healthy. Be in your homes and enjoy your self-quarantined home time. Bye-bye.